in poisonous gas. After about 15 minutes of hell, all the people inside would be dead.
So today, guys, we're going to be seeing what was Holocaust, and this is the first time reaction. And this is a part of history I know nothing about, so I'll be educating myself for the very first time with this video. And if you're new here, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and the link to my Buy Me Coffee is going to be down in the description box down below. Please check that out. That's one way for you to support this channel. And you can just support the channel by just subscribing and liking and sharing this content to people that might find this content interesting. Thank you for doing that.
As the greatest evil ever carried out by any government in history.
Wow.
Given the magnitude of this crime, it's disturbing that so many people, especially those under 40, know little or nothing about it. According to a recent study, young people have a worrying lack of basic Holocaust knowledge.
True.
So here are some facts that everyone should know. The Holocaust was a relatively recent event. It took place between 1939, when Germany invaded Poland, sparking World War II, and 1945, when Germany surrendered. During those years, the Nazi regime headed by Adolf Hitler set out to murder every Jew in the world, starting with every Jew in Europe. One of the things that made Nazi anti-Semitism different from other forms of ethnic hatred was that Hitler drew no distinctions among Jews. He regarded every Jew as an enemy worthy of death, Jewish children no less than Jewish adults. The SS, the Nazis' elite troops, would line up Jewish children next to parents and grandparents and have firing squads shoot them all. When the Nazis decided that murdering Jews by gunfire was too slow, they opened death camps in which they installed gas chambers. The Nazi SS would force hundreds of Jews into these chambers and pipe in poisonous gas. After about 15 minutes of hell, all the people inside would be dead, suffocated.
He wanted them gone by all means possible. Like, this is so bad, this is so cold. Death by gunshots wasn't enough. He has to kill them in mass by using poisonous gas. I've never heard of anything more evil than this my whole life. And I've been living in this world like this never ever happened. Like, oh my god.
The Nazis then forced other Jews to extract the bodies from the gas chambers, and as a final indignity, examine the dead Jews' mouths to pull out gold teeth. They would examine hands as well. When rings were too tight, they would simply cut off fingers. They would also cut off the victim's hair, which German businesses used for mattress stuffing. Nothing was wasted. What explains the Nazis' murderous obsession with the Jews? After all, the Jews were a very small portion of Germany's population as well as the world's population. In 1938, just prior to World War II, there were about 17 million Jews, less than 1% of the world's population of 2 billion. The Nazis murdered 6 million Jews, 2/3 of Europe's Jews, and 1/3 of all the Jews in the world. Why? The most commonly offered explanation is racism. The Nazis were racists and hated Jews and all other non-Aryans. Was Hitler a racist? Yes. Did he speak in derogatory terms of people other than Aryans? Yes. Is that why he murdered the Jews? No. It's easily proven that racism alone wasn't the primary reason for Nazi Jew hatred. Throughout World War II, the Nazis allied themselves with the non-Aryan Japanese. The Nazis also allied themselves with the non-Aryan Arabs, whose anti-Semitism made them natural allies of the Nazis. And while the Nazis certainly denigrated black people, they made no effort to persecute, let alone exterminate them. So, though Nazi anti-Semitism was racist, it wasn't solely or even primarily the product of racism. There was something much deeper behind this hatred. What infuriated Hitler and the Nazis about the Jews was their influence, moral, intellectual, and economic. If Aryans were the superior race, how could Jews be so influential? Hitler believed that the greatest battle on earth was between the Aryan and the Jew. Therefore, Aryans could prevail only if the Jews were destroyed. The Nazis blamed the Jews for creating everything they hated: communism and capitalism, Judaism and Christianity, which he regarded as a Jewish creation. Jesus was a Jew, the apostles were Jews, and 2/3 of the Christian Bible is the Jews' Bible. Hitler yearned for Germany to return to its pre-Christian pagan roots. Tragically, however, while Hitler hated Christianity, most of Germany's Christians didn't hate Hitler. Nazi Jew hatred was so all-consuming that killing Jews was ultimately more important to Hitler than winning the war. Even while the Nazis were
losing so bad just because I'm better than you, instead of me to make self-improvement, I'd rather kill you. than allow you to live. This is so bad.
The critical Battle of Stalingrad, trains that could have been used to aid German troops were diverted to transport Jews to the death camps. For Hitler and the Nazis, it wasn't enough to murder the Jews of Europe. They also had to be tortured and humiliated. Jews were beaten and starved to death, burned and frozen to death, made the subject of hideous medical experiments with no anesthesia, and nearly all the 6 million were stripped naked prior to being killed. A number like 6 million is an abstraction. It lacks flesh and blood. It's therefore impossible to fully grasp the horror of what the Nazis did. So, it might help to think of it as Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Judith Miller has. We must remind ourselves that the Holocaust was not 6 million. It was 1 plus 1 plus 1. To this day, if you ask any student or professor on a college campus who was the most evil person to ever live, they'd almost certainly say Adolf Hitler. And what was Hitler's most evil act? The murder of 6 million Jews. The Holocaust. Of course, no one today would want to associate themselves with that evil. Would they? I'm Emily Austin for Prager University. Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
Firstly, this is one example for everybody to self-improve on yourself, like work on yourself in the extent that improve yourself in every bit and every area in your life. Because I think this is a perfect example of that, of low self-esteem and jealousy and hatred. Because the Jews were great people. He saw that, okay, these people are going to like get to a level that he's not going to achieve ever, and the only way for him to surpass them is by killing them. Like seriously, that was his solution to to greatness, by taking them out. This is not even funny. I don't know why I was even laughing, but this is not really funny. But it's just his point of view is like sickening. Like he's a sick person. I would say sick person, because the thing he did, a normal person that is sane, a normal human being that has conscience won't even think about it. Like that kind of thought that comes to your mind, you'll be like, oh my god, I hope I'm okay. Like if you get that kind of thought, you will like question your mentality, you question your sanity, you understand? Like there's a kind of thought I will have that I'll be like, am I okay? Like I'll examine myself to show that my mental state is okay. But for the fact he had the thought and he did it in real life and people were marching, following him. What kind of people are these guys? Like they're really sick. Him and the soldier, they're really sick. Because there's no way you kill a child in front of his mom, a child in front of his dad. Like there's no way you let a dad watch his child die in front of him. Like what kind of person are you? That's the next level of, I don't even know what to call it, because there's no word to explain this man. But his level of hatred is way beyond this world. Any way you want to look at it, these people are human beings and everybody deserves the right to live. But the fact he killed them in mass, and the method he used to kill them, the gas method, not even killing them but stripping away every sense of humanity they had in their body and every sense of dignity they have. Like who are the people that buy those beds that were made from dead people's hair? Like, you know, okay, these were people that were brutally killed and the beds were made out of their hair, and you will buy those kind of bed. Like, what do you think you're laying on top? I won't sleep well. I will have nightmares upon nightmares, like, because I'll be thinking like the person's last emotion is thoughts, the suffering was going through that before he died, and the way the hair was being cut off, and I'm sleeping on it's like, I just don't know the kind of people that were living in that age. But really, I think they were all sick. Honestly, I think these guys they were all sick, because this is not like a normal thing, and the way they all reason is just really so bad. And the fact that they were stealing from the dead people as well. These guys are just in the next level savage and brutal. This is really so sad. I don't even know how to explain it. It's the kids for me. They didn't even allow them to see past their childhood. They took their life from them. For what? For what reason? But this whole stuff is mind-blowing, and the fact I'm just learning about this now, I don't even know what to say about that. There's a lot I need to know, guys. There's a lot of history stuff I really need to know. Thank you guys for watching with me, and if you're new here, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And the link to my Bami coffee is going to be down in the description box down below. Please go check that out. That's one way for you to support this channel. Thank you for doing that, and I hope to see you guys at my next video. Stay safe and bye for now, guys.